It's time for Legal Matters. It happens more often than people realize. What would you do if someone you love so much were a victim of nursing home abuse or neglect? Would you know where to turn, what your options were? Well, Marynell Maloney and her daughter, Michelle Maloney, are both trial attorneys, incredibly respected here in San Antonio, and they are here with some wonderful information. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I love when you girls are here because you were saying, I call them my girls, but you were saying earlier that, you know, you work with so many families, and I think it means a lot because you get it. You understand where the love is and how important it is to take care of those you love.
And the relationship.
And the relationship, yeah.
Knowing what that means. And I think people know that when they come to us, we understand the value of family.
You do. You do. I love that you work together. I love that. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
We do most of the time, too.
and they shop and do all that other stuff together, too. Okay, so let's get right to it, guys. How do you know, let's say you have a loved one that is in a nursing home. What are some of the signs, things that you should be on the lookout for?
Well, they're both, once they're in, obviously they're all the fearsome problems that we see over and over of abuse and neglect, all the way from torture, literally, bruises and broken bones and horrible things, to more just tacit neglect where people are allowed to languish and without getting the care, without getting any of the dignity they're entitled to, or much less the stimulation.
Sure. So what do? Let's say you suspect it, but you're not sure. You still need to talk to someone.
Absolutely. You need to be speaking out to everybody. You need to talk to the people at the nursing home. You need to be contacting the regulators. You need to, speak up, be there as much as you possibly can. But even more importantly, we've been talking about getting the person into the nursing home to start with, some of the hurdles.
Well, one incredibly important issue that we've encountered a lot lately is the fact that nursing homes have started putting what are called arbitration agreements into their admission contract.
Now, what does that mean, an arbitration agreement?
That means that without knowing it, you are signing away your legal rights or your loved one's legal rights.
It's really...
It's completely hidden. It's a tiny clause. No one's aware of it. And it means that you give up your right to have a jury trial, which is kind of the bedrock of our entire legal system.
Of course.
And how you can get justice and bring to the attention of the nursing home, no, we're not going to accept this level of neglect and abuse.
So if you sign away, you sign that, you're basically saying if something were to happen to my loved one, if I think they're being abused or neglected, there's nothing I can do about it.
You can pursue an arbitration, which is essentially a secret proceeding.
Right.
It costs money. It's not open. You don't have an appeal.
But no jury.
No jury, and it's such a huge thing to give away without ever being told that that's what you're doing.
It's a constitutional right in this country to a jury trial. In fact, it's interesting. We have arguments next week in front of the Texas Supreme Court on this very issue, where we're arguing that this arbitration agreement in the particular case should not be imposed, that we have a valid reason not to have that imposed. We'll have to see what happens. But
well, if you're there, I'm sure the fight's going to be taken on like it should be. But if you are going to end up having to put someone you love in a nursing home and in some type of care like that, what do you need to be aware of? What should you not be signing?
It's so hard because what are your options? I think these are important questions to ask, though. Talk to the administrator. Say, why do you feel like it's necessary for me to have to sign my legal right away to put my loved one here? Can't you trust that you're going to give good care and not need to protect yourself in this way?
And if all else, you were going to say, Marynell?
No, I was just going to add that it's interesting. I know somebody who's 101 years old. She turns this week later. And she's organizing like an elder rally in favor of people being aware, don't get into these arbitration agreements. But it's hard. What do you do if they're saying you have to sign it?
Well, and that's where you come in and your expertise, and you can always go and talk to one of the wonderful attorneys, either Marynell or Michelle, the Marynell Maloney Law Firm. They're on East Travis Street on the 18th floor. Their website is right there, MarynellMaloneyLawFirm.com. There's the phone number. And you have a special offer, correct? A free consultation and no charge, even if you don't collect.
Absolutely. There's never a charge unless we collect.
And that is the special offer you always get. That's what I should mention. You always get that. Ladies, thank you so very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful and important information.
Thank you.